Alright, hey everybody, I am still here. I just need to fix a few settings. Let's fix those settings. Alright, we're gonna put our cameras back on. Okay. There we go. Audio should be back to normal. Good. Alright, I'm back. Hope everyone's doing really well. And I am. It's been a week since I broadcasted, and that was last time was when I played with Jake Jum. And that was an offline session, so I hope people enjoyed that. I broadcasted to YouTube though, because I'm taking a photo of something pretty cool. I'll be doing that later. So right now I'm preparing to join the Akai's League. What today is for his room. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good week. I've had a stressful weekend, but my week's going okay. Overall the week was okay though, with work, some stuff to really take care of, so yeah, it's going to be a lot to deal with. Alright. My daughter promised me that she will log off at 11 o'clock, so that should be okay. That should help. Okay, let's hope people are in. So this weekend, some of the players, went to Texas or other places. Okay, we're doing this. Guess we're warming up. I was gonna do some Quarto at first. Looks like there is a EU Virtua Fighter circuit today as well, so that's pretty awesome. And NYC Furby is doing that, so Blessy's probably on commentary. Along with probably Harpooneer. They usually do that. So I hope they're doing that. Alright, I like the John costume. Good to see you, Babo. Alright, Babo, let's do this. Good, good, good. Let's see if they tech roll. They did. That's a sneak preview, so he'll know not to tech roll if I do that. We'll see. It takes a while to build that response. It would take me like probably getting hit 4 times before I did. Nice, good sequence, very airtight. So I'm giving him previews of like, what to expect in this match. And so we're in the lead. So a few sneak previews of my tricks there.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Good. Thank you very much for that practice match. So I'm giving him a strong preview of what I will do if we fight in the league, and so he's going to be able to work with that. I think it'll be good. I hope they don't mind. Hey, good to see you. Alright, let's see how we do, okay? Please don't be scared. It's all training. This is all to show you, like, and the way that they flow, they should be able to see what I was doing. So I think it's good. It's good sparring. They flowed very correctly. It's just more that I showed them options that are really strong against what they were doing. That was really good, Steve. This is awesome stuff from Akai. That's the trap there. Nice. And I had the thought to evade the third hit. I should have. That would have been awesome if I did. Alright. Nice. So with Akai, I will probably, it's usually best if I go aggressive against him, but I have to be, just as long as I'm very mindful of the choices I make. But doing a flow like this is actually, he usually makes better choices if I do this type of flow with him. Nice, see, and he's now getting comfort at attacking at base. Ah, that was a delayed throw. Sneaking in lows also is tough for Akai because of the forcing to block low. Because he's got good habits on when to block mid. He's got really good habits on fuzzy and when to block mid. So, all right, now he's playing delay game, so it's fun to do traps like that. That was good. That was guaranteed. That was really good. Like, I couldn't block the last one. Nice. That was good aggressiveness. If he was at least slow a bit, I would have won that situation, and I know it would have been hard turn after that. So that was a really good choice. Good job, Akai. So the delays here is what's rough. Like, I'm trying to actually evade those next hits, and he's got a delay in his setup. Perfect. That was really good. That was an awesome sparring round. Good practice. I enjoyed that very much. So, really good game, Akai. So like I said, if you play that type of pace with Akai, he tends to make really good choices. So, strong things to do against Akai tends to be, for me, I don't know, with each person the matchup's different. For me, the thing that would tend to be strong against Akai is to not give him a moment to really think about it, but also go a little wild, and then mixing in the lows. But he's getting better and better. Like in the last 2 rounds, he blocked a lot of lows, so it's really good. He's improving on that. I'm gonna check messages really quick because I got a message. Okay.
Round 2. Ready, go! Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout!
Okay. Hey Satsuna, this will be a good warm-up round. This is good. We got a good group starting in the Akai. Okay, Arya, in about 3 minutes, okay?
Round 1. Ready, go!
Nice. Nice.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Very good. I got a lot of good guesses there.
Round 3.
Good list. Very good. Not too early. Alright. It was a good warm-up. It was a good warm-up, my friend.
I want a serious fight.
Alright. Load up Cordal. Alright, got Billy Hatcher. It's been a while. I haven't seen Billy Hatcher in a while, so good to see you. Good to see you, Billy Hatcher. It's a great game on Dreamcast that actually had an advertisement in America. If you can believe it. A Dreamcast game that was not like a sports game. It was not a main Sega game, and it had an ad in America, which is pretty cool. Oh, it might have been a Sega. I think it was a Sega published game. Alright, let's do this, Billy. Okay. A little lag. Ah, I thought I escaped that. That's neutral. Nice. Very nice, Billy. Okay. Alright, so there's a little lag. I need to prepare for the lag. I can do that. Nice. Beat me twice using the same option. Okay. At least we converted this time. Last time, it came out late. That was good. That was really good. Okay, a little delay because I couldn't get a rising attack. This is interesting. I can deal with this. But this will be good training for the league because this is throwing something at me. It's a little weird. Nice. Very good. He knows the way to do it. Okay. Some options of mine are not going to flow as well, so I need to be very careful of that. Let's see if I can make it up. Alright, let's see if the next opening move will work, but we'll see. I think he's going to beat it. Yep. Yep, there's that lag. Oh my god, this lag! Alright. I can deal with the lag though. That was weird. It really really slowed down that last round. But, Leon has options, so that's rough. Alright, thank you very much. Okay. Oh, okay. After this, I should jump out. Alright, Babel, awesome. Okay, he does use Jackie. Let's do it. This is gonna be scary. Good, he knows what to do there. Alright.
Round 2.
He's got good options. Very nice. That was very good.
Round 3.
Let's try this next one. Very good game, Babel.
I want a serious fight.
It's a nice Jackie. His Jackie is really good. He knows the options to do. But because he knows the options to do, I kind of have a preparation for certain options, for a certain line of options. So from experience of fighting against Jackie. So alright, let's go Setsuna. Very nice. Ooh, we went to back now. Your throw mix-up's totally good. Very nice.
Round 2. Ready, go! Round 3. Ready, go! Round 4. Ready, go!
So that was unfortunate that the guard break whiffed because it was totally correct, but it was just barely out of range. And I know that that's frustrating, but that was a really good game. Good match. Good match, Setsuna. Alright, kungfusmurf. Here we go. Oh, okay. Denied. I should have let other people practice against each other. So I was hoping to get to kungfusmurf. So, but we're gonna have to do it through the league. Alright. Alright, Akai, let's do this.
Round 1. Ready, go! Round 2. Ready, go!
was really good. I messed up on him. I messed up. But, very good. Very good game, Akai. That was a lot of fun. Let me turn off this old phone. It was being used for Wordle and Portal. But right now, let's lower our internet load. Our internet usage. Very good game, Akai. Turn off Wi-Fi on my other phone. I think it's another good thing to do when I'm on stream, or not on stream, but when I'm playing in like a league setup, is maybe, you know, on my phone, making sure it's not on Wi-Fi, use this mobile data, stuff like that. Maybe do that with my iPad too. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Is it Big Willie 54? Babel. Alright, Babel, let's do this.
Round one. Ready, go! Knockout. Round two. Ready, go! Excellent. Round three. Ready, go!
Thank you very much for the game. So, if I do win this, if I do get first place in this league, I will drop out of the league so that other people can play. I think that's kind of a good etiquette for Sundays, is like, but it's tough because people do want a rematch. So, if people do want a rematch, let me know. But, I mean, if people want me to stay in the league, I will stay in the league. But if I do happen to win a league, I will drop out unless somebody requests for me to stay. But then I'm happy to do casuals after leagues too today. So you know, let me know. Is Akai unable to stream today? I'm sad if he's not able to stream today. Let's see, maybe he forgot to set it to Virtua Fighter. Come on, Akai. I gotta put it back on Wi-Fi. Come on, Akai, VF. Akai, oh, there he is, okay. Alright, Big Willie, it's been a while. It's been a while since I fought Big Willie 54. Alright. Oh my gosh. Let's rotate stick, that's what's happening. Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, if I get number 1 on this, I'll step off by default or I'll take a break, but then set myself as spectator, and then and we can watch it. We can broadcast these matches too, which is cool. But unless somebody appeals and says, "Hey, Chanchai, I want you to stay in the league," then I'll stay in the league. So because you know, like I want everyone to. I think everyone's having fun, so I don't doubt the fun level. But it's also cool when there's more people getting a number 1 on the league, and it's not. And today, like I think I have a good case to be made to get number 1 and 2, right? But I also have a good chance of getting 3 or 4. So Akai tends to do very well against me and can knock me off of like half the leagues. Setsuna is not to be underestimated. They've really messed with me. Billy Hatcher also is another case where oh no, Billy Hatcher stuck against Setsuna. No. So right now I'm watching Akai versus Babel. It's very intense, 2-2. Right now Akai's got the life lead, but you know it's Jackie against Pi. Jackie could always make up, so ooh, it's evened out. Now they're even. And so now they're both hesitating about what to do. Akai got it. Akai also had a conversion off the wall and got so Akai was able to do about a little more than a third life to finish off Babel, but it was a very intense, close 5th round fight. And it was using a conversion from the wall. Like he hit them with the string that ended up knocking them into the wall and converted from there. It was really well done. Okay, Big Willie has requested that I stay if I do get number 1, so I'll stay on the next one. But yeah, Billy, if you're having connection issues, I recommend staying. Oh no, Billy's out. Okay, because if you jump out, you can't, like, you won't be able to play the rest of the league matches. But I hope you can play the next league. I did have a connection issue with you, but I don't think that's on you. But it's too bad, and unfortunately, it defaulted a win for Billy Hatcher against Setsuna. So Setsuna, I'm sorry that's how it rolled out. Okay, this round I've got to buy because I think it was supposed to be me and Billy, and there's no more Billy. So, all right, kungfusmurf versus Babel. This is great. Now I've had connection issues with kungfusmurf, but I love fighting them, and I wish we could fight a lot more. So I'm hoping that today the connection looks good. It's Babel, so let's hope it works out. Because kungfusmurf is really good. kungfusmurf would also be a favorite to take number 1. If the connection's good, I really believe it too, even more so.
Round 2.
Come on, cheering for kungfusmurf. Nice, no hesitation. He was just like, "Yep, Jackie doesn't have a string option." So here's the weaknesses that Jackie has, or not weaknesses. Here's the openings Jackie has. Jackie has openings in his strings. So if he tries to string you, you have like low punch. You have a lot of things to do. And then for anything that's an EX high, you just need to know what those are if you're not Leon, and just kind of crouch dash. Crouch dashing is very powerful against Jackie. If you block his elbow, crouch dashing is also really powerful, because then what you do is you say, "Okay, Jackie, I'm going to see if you're actually checking to see if your elbow's being blocked." Because if you do something like elbow kick or elbow punch, my crouch dash is going to be able to block in time to defend those options and really give you a hard time. So that's another thing. That doesn't get you out of the... that's just dealing with a small portion of the weapons that Jackie has, or tendencies that opponents might have. So what I've said is, against Jackie, you want to punish any of the highs in his strings, but you got to be mindful of the EX highs. That's number one. If you can do that without hesitation, it's really scary for the Jackie player. Number two, but it's not taking away all his tools. He's got a lot more tools. That's just one set. Second thing to do against Jackie. What? I got disconnected? No. Am I out? I'm out. Okay. Well, okay, that's what it is. Okay. We'll see what happens. Or maybe that's the buy, another buy. So I got a second buy. Second thing to do against Jackie, what I mentioned, was a good technique until he starts mixing up like throw or something in the middle of stuff, and even then it's kind of hard for him to do, is, yeah. So another technique to do against Jackie then is crouch dash. Like if you block his elbow, crouch dash. This also works against Sarah, but it's harder against Sarah. Crouch dash, and as if you're going to do a fuzzy guard. And it's weird because you're the one at advantage. But what this does is this completely it completely gives you the ability to react to what he does after the elbow and punish him if he overextends. Overextends means when you do something more than you should, you know. Apparently this year it's like attacking Ukraine was overextending. Because suddenly you look like a really powerful army, you're not looking so powerful anymore because you overextended. So Jackie would overextend if you just did a defensive option and then he did elbow kick, which is really punishable. Okay. Number 3 thing you can do against Jackie is you want to learn his Nitaku, and an easy one is when he does his uppercut. When he does his smash upper, which is, from crouch, 3P, does, huge uppercut to the skies. When you block that, you need to Nitaku. You need to mid or throw against him right away without hesitation. Train yourself to do that. That alone will give it big problems. If he's predictable with that particular move, you can evade punish it, if you can read it, but there's a risk there. If you do that, it's possible for Jackie to just do a crouch dash into 3P, but if he hits you with delay, if he's hitting you out of evade with a delay uppercut, that's okay. That's it's a normal hit, it's not a counter hit. So as long as you're not getting counter hit, you're okay. But that move is a really good move, but that's how you diffuse that. Things to watch out for: beat knuckle. He is such an amazing whiff punish move. Yeah, and then training on getting comfortable, maintaining your cool against. Yeah, Gary. Good. Good. Alright, connections are a little rough. I don't feel the connection though. I don't feel it being a hard connection. Just hesitation. Alright, I feel like it's just hesitation. I actually feel like our connection's good. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the case here. I feel like he's watching. He's in Yomi mode. He's like, what is Chanchai gonna do? Alright, he went with back. I was used to Setsuna doing neutral against me. That was so good. Nice. Good stuff, Kung Fu. Alright, we've got hiccups, so I gotta be careful about which options I choose, but I chose a slower option. Yep, very different Akiras. Very, very different Akiras.
Round 4. Ready, go!
I love that trap when I have to get the correct direction. Nice, that was such the right choice. Totally the right choice. Oh my gosh, good job, Kung Fu. Yep, he's not going for neutral. I've lost the 2 back throws. He's gonna wait until I actually escape one. But we'll see. That was good stuff, man. Good stuff, my friend. Yep. Maybe it's connection there. Very awesome match. Okay. There was one match that got disconnected. The second was just a bye. And right now we're doing okay. My spectating did get cut, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's me this time though, but... Okay, maybe it's me. Wow. Let's see. Alright, I will sit out the next one, and then we'll see if everybody's experience gets better. I really didn't think it's me, though. My connection felt good on... connection felt good with kungfusmurf. Oh, it is me. Okay. And wonderful game against kungfusmurf too. kungfusmurf, awesome stuff. Thank you very much, man. kungfusmurf's gonna win this one.
Something happened with Billy versus Setsuna, which both of them couldn't have their match again. I cannot connect to Setsu. So far, it sounds like he really has some issues. I don't think who's not having any issues, so.
Let's see.
So it might just be something about my service support fire or Billy's, Setsu's. Just random PSN issues.
Man, but at least epic with the battle with kungfusmurf was epic, so that was a good feel. And yeah, he's definitely gonna take this, I think. So I'm going to give an early congratulations to kungfusmurf. But Akai is really taking back this round. Yep, he's got... No! Oh my god, Akai took this. Awesome. They are now 2-2. Pretty epic. I like Kung Fu's use of super dashing elbow. He did super dashing elbow at the proper time. There are players that don't use super dashing elbow enough. They'll use dashing elbow instead, and I'm glad kungfusmurf is not in that camp. He's using. See, that was awesome.
Alright, so hopefully the second time we do will have less issues with glitches.
And congratulations. Congratulations, kungfusmurf. kungfusmurf is out, but he was awesome. Let's see. Let's see how it goes under Billy. Billy's here. Okay, we're gonna try to make sure Setsuna can fight Billy and see if that'll cause a problem. Very good. Nice. Okay, this is feeling good. Alright, let's do this, Big Willie.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you, God.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Ah, he's gonna go for left. Let's see if he knows this trick. Yeah, we will definitely see if Setsuna and Billy can do this, so I will pop off. Good game, big. Good game.
What a knucklehead!
Alright, so.
Round 1. Ready, go!
It's going good. It's going good. Hey, look at... Oh, they're fighting Creaky Axe. Creaky Axe didn't get the memo, but it's okay. We're moving towards the Billy Hatcher versus a Setsuna match. It's going good. The league had a rough start because The connections felt fine on my end, but there were some connections that disconnected, including, so some players have had it rough. Billy Hatcher earlier had a really rough connection, but this is looking like a good connection. But earlier I had rough time with Billy Hatcher, and we saw Setsuna versus Billy Hatcher just crash. And like even, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But, you know, we like Billy Hatcher. I'm glad to see Koukaisyok in here. kungfusmurf won the first league. I had an epic game with him, so that would have decided who would have won. Who would have got number one. And I lost with him having this much health in the final round. It was awesome. It was really good. So I'm really happy about that. But I wish we got to fight more. But he left after winning that one. So. But kungfusmurf did an awesome job. I loved it. Let's see. Koukaisyk's doing really good against Billy. We're cheering for Billy because we want Billy to fight with Setsuna to test the connection before the next league starts. But I don't think Koukaisyk's is watching the stream to know that. Setsuna, and then I think Babel is listening, so I think Babel will. But Babel has not done the take a break thing, so. Alright, let's see. Koukaisyk's versus Bobble. I'm gonna get a drink really fast.
Go ahead, knock yourself. Round one. Ready, go! Knockout! Round two. Ready, go!
So if anyone wants to know what setup I'm using today, it's all stock Sanwa today. I still love stock Sanwa. It still feels fantastic. But now I love the Auto V5 Sanwa more. But the nice thing about playing stock Sanwa though is it's really nice and light, which is not everyone's preference, right? But for people that like that nice light feeling, it's pretty great. The movement area feels good for that. And so, hey, good to see you, Blade. And so, I do like stock Sanwa a lot still. Still one of my favorite sticks, even though, you know, in the Korean stick community, they really hate Sanwa. I still love Sanwa. And when it comes to Virtua Fighter, if you're looking at a stock stick, that's one of the best, you know. I would say that, I will try more Seimitsu sticks very soon. I'll be testing those out. Because I've never given them a fair shake, and I will. Because I think they're pretty amazing for Japanese sticks as well. And some people even prefer them, so I will be giving those a shake soon. Sanjuk's V3 is really, really good, like out of the gate. Amazing stick on Virtua Fighter. It's going to cost you about 3 to 4 times as much as a Sanwa, but it's really cool. Like if you wanted if the Sanwa feels like a really good Toyota, but you wanted like a sports car feel, like more like a BMW. That's kind of like your Sanjuk's B3. You know, that stick is gonna feel more like a machine that's ready to go, and a little tighter at first, but you're gonna feel the road, you feel the handling. So getting used to that, and then going back to the Sanwa is a little tricky, because it's not tricky because they both play awesome. But with the Sanwa, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like it's really light on the steering wheel. It's not like a tight steering wheel, right? You drive a BMW, steering wheel is really tight. If you drive like your Toyota, you can steer with your fingertip, you know? So if you drive a lot of Fords, you can steer with your fingertip. Honda, kind of, you know, so Honda might be like the Sigitsu. But if you drive a BMW, you cannot. It's going to be really tight, but you're going to feel the road when you drive. But then, you know, if you drive like a nice match, if you drive like a Mercedes, you know, I've driven a Mercedes, that's going to be somewhere in between, because it's not tight like the BMW. It's not designed to be. It's designed to be a luxury feel, so it's still nice and airy, like that Toyota, or the Ford, or the Honda, or the Toyota, or the Ford. Alright, so one match, and then this. Looks like the matches are going good, but I'm like yellow with like everybody. Let's...
This'll hurt you more than it hurts me.
That's a little better. That's a slightly better result. We'll see. We shouldn't always trust those indicators, but the indicators we saw earlier were more concerning. Alright, so Blade, it's going good. We are about to start the second league round. The first one I got second place, kungfusmurf won it. We had an epic battle to pretty much decide that, and it was really close. It was really good. Oh boy, now it's like, yeah, more than half yellow. Let's see if Akai wants me to sit out. We're gonna start. Let's see how it goes. We're in it. Alright, Big Willie, let's do this. The other Big Willie got banned from the Oscars, so let's get jiggy with it. Studio 54 now. So Big Willie's Leon is pretty good. I like a lot of what they're doing. It's a lot of fun, but if I don't allow myself to be counter hit, they could be in trouble. So that's like the next phase for them, is learning how to fight without relying on counter hitting. Because right now that's kind of what they do rely on. We're having hiccups on our connection though this time, unlike before. This connection's rough. This is gonna be so hard. Really hard. Let's see if we can do it. But it's okay. Fighting a friend. Sorry for the lag, my friend. That reconnect made it worse. It's gonna be really hard. Let's see if we can do it. Good. Sorry that was really rough, Setsuna, but I'm still glad we fought, but that connection was really brutal for both of us. I'm really sorry.
See? I thought I'm better.
I'm gonna turn off Akai's stream. Let's kill Wi-Fi on the iPad. See if this will help. Alright, let's see. Akai? Nope. Alright, Babel, here we go.
Round one. Ready, go! Round two. Ready, go! Round three. Ready, go!
Good. Good. So that beat knuckle was fine, but doing the P follow-up was what got him. So again, punish Jackie, the highs and Jackie strings, including 2 strings. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bobble. I'll give you more advice later, but the anti-Jackie advice still applies. You target the highs and Jackie strings, so that way you don't want him to do strings. That said, he's very powerful not doing strings. So you got to be careful of backdash tricks that he has, like just like Leon. He's got even better ones because he's got beat knuckle, he's got 4K plus G. Those can be rough. If you block his elbow, crouch dash, it's a good habit to have against him and against Sarah, and even against Blaze. Then, though Blaze is scary because Blaze has got low throw, and that will really wreck any kind of tendency to do a crouch dash. Let's see. And then, you can also, there are ways to attack his uppercut. Alright, Billy Hatcher, let's see if we can do this. So I had a rough connection with Billy Hatcher before. Right now I have a feeling I've got an even worse one. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes.
Round one. Ready, go!
Alright, we got some lag. Yep.
Round two. Ready, go!
rotate stick. Good game. I had to really rely on that and use this stage fully because I felt like he would do like 60% of my health again if I made a mistake. So good game. Good game, Billy Hatcher. I'm glad that I didn't feel like a slowdown like we had before. That connection felt better. But yeah, I had to really bully you on the taco stage. So that means that you earned a lot of my respect. You know, it's like I really wanted to try to end that quickly because I felt like it was going to go south. So thank you very much for the game. Big Willie _54. Let's see if I can add them on PlayStation Network. Alright, Akai, here we go. Let's see if I can do this. This connection's rough's gonna be hard for me. Oh, that was so good! So good! That was a really good wall conversion. Look at that, like half life with 5. Good. Perfect. Good job, Akai. That was really good. That was really good. He punished me for doing what I told Big Willie not to do. Ah, good choice. Good choice. Good round. He got me to hesitate and he won. Good game. Very good game, Akai. That was so much fun. I try not to give Akai room to think, which means I have to be very aggressive against them. So, but they made some really smart, cool stuff in there too, and they're sharpening. They're getting sharper and sharper. Good stuff, Akai. Alright, Judah, let's do this. This is always scary. I think Judah likes to play heavies usually, and I cannot take them lightly.
Round one. Ready, go!
I do like to pressure and outzone Jeffrey. He's not comfortable with when to attack Leon in those sequences. That's a trick if I get the correct direction. Nice. Alright. Got the right evades, because I'm always afraid of getting thrown during those evades. Again, I'm not gonna take them lightly. It's once he gets in there, it's really rough. So I take every opponent very, very seriously. That's kind of why I'm kind of ruthless when I play. So I try to be, because I don't want to give them room to get comfortable. I mean, I do give, like when we're sparring, yeah, I'll give room to be comfortable. Because it's good, and because then we can test options and people can see what's working and not working. In the league, I gotta try to be ruthless. So, Koukaisyok, this could be scary as well. Let's see how this goes. With Jeffrey, a lot of time I feel like I do gotta be properly zoning. If you saw against Judah, I was doing a lot of zoning, a lot of trying to be the one not getting hit by the toe kick of doom. He didn't do it against me, but also even Jeffrey's Starship Destroyer or Battleship or whatever it's called. That move too, because it can be done easily from backdash. So it's one of those where you don't want to fall into getting hit by those things. But Jeffrey relies a lot on that, and hardly. Okay, that was holding guard too early. See, now he's doing it against me. So now I gotta make sure I'm not. Wrong way to roll. If I rolled the other way, I think it would have avoided. That's good though. Very good. Ah, he was guaranteed. I tried the low punch out of it. It's guaranteed. Nice. Alright. glad I got through that because I could not give him an inch. He's gonna take a game really quickly if I give him an inch. Good game, Creaky X. And he outzoned me a lot in the first 2 rounds. He outzoned me a lot. That was really scary. So I was like, okay, don't get outzoned. You know. I'm glad that Leon can fight that though. Leon can also be like, you're not gonna zone me, but it's rough. All right. Yay, I did it. I am gonna sit this next one out. Let's switch it to... Oh, we can't switch?
Round 1. Ready, go!
Okay, so I've announced that I'm gonna sit out the next league, but I'm having a good time here. So, okay, so here's the advice I'm giving to Big Willie. Big Willie is doing really good. So what Big Willie has is actually a very strong level 1 through 30 Leon. The things that they do, they're doing that you need to do as Leon. They score a lot of damage on counter hits, and so the big sources of that is uppercut, 8K, and 1K. All Leon players need to be very good at this, and they are and this is like their main weapons. So when you start fighting people above level 30, Leon has a problem of having had relied either on lows, which is 1 through 25 will get you, like, lows will win. Okay, just because Leon has a good set of lows, the best, arguably the best low move list in the game. So then, again, to get to 30 through 35, the counter hit weapons, which are uppercut, 8K, 1K as well. 1K is really good. Like 1K doesn't want to just win by being a low. 1K, which is his handstand and double kicks, it wants to counter hit, and so you want to set that up. But it is his fastest low attack. Surprisingly, right? It doesn't look that fast. Okay. So now you're fighting opponents that are not gonna be attacking for free. They're gonna play according to the frames more, which means you're gonna have less chance to counter hit. So some people say that's fine, why am I losing to Chanchai, why am I getting counter hit? It's because I'm trying to condition you to counter hit certain situations and get you to want to try to attack me when you're really frustrated, because you see that I'm poking, you see that I'm using options like jab or low jab when I could be using others. So I'll sequence them. So that said, Big Willie relies on a lot of counter hits. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you play Leon. So what's next for them? Well, they've already made one of the adjustments I told them. I told them 8K, do the single 8K, don't do the double. The single is stronger than the double. The double 8KK, the reason Leon players tend to use it, including me, is because people do want to attack after blocking the first one. and we catch them doing an attack. And so we'll do a delay game with it, and that's fine. But for now, for their development, seal it. Only use the single 8K. That way you can train yourself for the situation when it's blocked, but you can also train yourself and using more like anti-Nitaku, like reverse Nitaku in that situation. And then use single 8K to confirm if you combo and do the combo. Especially against Jackie, it's really important. One of the best combo launchers, one of the best combos Leon has against Jackie is actually just to do 8K counter hit. And if they're close, and getting good at seeing if they're close. If they are next to each other, then it's 4-6P plus K, PP, into 6-6P plus K, P. That's like a lot of strings that you do right after an 8K. If you counter hit Jackie, you're close to him. Right now, just simply telling them not to go 8KK too much, you can see how powerful their counter hit game is. They are scoring so much on counter hits. But again, the problem that they're dealing with when they fight me is me not allowing them to counter hit that much. The next thing to deal with is learning how to identify when the opponent's evading them. That's one of that's the opening that I found, was that they were prone to being evaded. And so when the opponent learns to evade against them more, it'll be harder for them. But then from there they will learn, or hopefully they will learn how to identify, oh, the opponent's throwing me and this is when they're throwing me. So now I get to punish the throw attempt, I get to launch. And then you're starting to use Leon's slower moves. The moves that launch on normal hit. And so it could be 4-4K, but it could be P plus K. It's double hand poke, right? So suddenly you're using a totally different move list with Leon because now you're trying to attack throws, and that's going to be the next step. So I'm going to message them, I'm going to tell them that. I'm going to say, okay, you've learned how to capitalize on counter hits, now you got to learn how to use your normal hit launchers, and to do that, you need to start throwing, you need to start dealing with people that throw. That might mean you do evade a bit more, and then they start throwing, and then you punish that. It also might mean that you start, yeah, there's a lot of things. So they have a really good Leon. All the stuff I'm saying is not discounting that their Leon's very good. But if they're wondering why they're facing these challenges when fighting me, it's because I'm not going to let you use the counter hit anymore. So now you got to learn how to do. But Leon's source of damages throws are actually very much he's got a really good throw game because the two directions back and front both do good damage. They're not doing the best damage, but they're doing level like B tier, which is really good. On both sides, that's balance. It's better than Jean or Brad, where everybody just says you can't use your forward throw because you've got almost a one-dimensional throw game. Leon has a three-dimensional throw game. He's got good reasons to use all three. And then, aside from that, so throws are one way to improve his damage. And by doing throws, but the hard part is getting comfortable and good at throws. When you're used to counter hits, it's a lot harder to get used to throws. Because you're looking for different things than what you did with counter hit. And aggression could win you a lot of those counter hits. So, when you start evading, that's a way to condition your opponent to start throwing you more. They might go the circular route, but if they go the circular route, you open up the counter hit game because they're doing slow attacks. Half circulars is kind of a double-edged sword for them too. If you recognize the half circulars and you evade the correct direction, you can punish usually a lot of half circulars. Everything's got an answer to it, and so conditioning can be done in reverse in this game. You can condition by guiding your opponent towards what is their correct answer, but that opens up your damage response. So you play with the guesses in this game. You want to really play with what your opponent's using, encourage them to do stuff, discourage them from stuff. So after this, at the end of this game, I'm going to jump out.
Round one. Ready, go!
But, yeah, so it's been really, I'm cheering them on because they've got a very good Leon. Very, very good. And the things to help them improve, There's a lot of projects. It's going to take time. They get to choose, though, which projects they want to work on. And I think they're going to love it. I think they're going to like the character more. But they're going to see, like, okay, I've got this, like, top rank way of doing damage. Now I've got to do these other lower rank ways of doing damage. I haven't even talked about side turn game, and that's a huge one for Leon. But that comes from learning when to evade, and that learns on how, that's also setting up the side turn. So I'll give him a list on that too. And then of course there's wall. Wall is a huge one. Wall is totally worth investing because you can steal a lot of rounds with wall. Right? I did that totally today. I stole a lot of rounds, or I got away with a lot of rounds that I was losing by using the wall. Right? This game you got to use all win conditions. You cannot be like anti-ring out. It's not helpful for you. It's detrimental for you. Embrace the ring out, learn how to use it, and then not freak out when somebody's pushing you towards the ring out. Learn how to keep it cool. And also learn how to let go of the round if you guess wrong. That frees you up to doing better guessing, because it makes it really harder. But have a rationale, you know. Yeah. Taking away the best options is a good approach as well. And then negating the direct options. Understanding the logic will get you like really efficient results actually. But the second most efficient is just doing best options. Alright, I'm gonna leave. And that's that for today. I think I will play a little bit more later, but right now I'm gonna take a break. I had a wonderful time. This new stick setup. Tomorrow I am going to release a unboxing video on YouTube, so look forward to that. I'll timestamp it so you can jump to the points that you're interested in, but I did have a lot to say, so it is typical Chanchai long-winded fashion, but I think you'll enjoy the conversation, and I think you'll enjoy putting a comment in there, letting me know what you think. I probably have a controversial take in there. So, that said, hoping to play more VF with everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. And yeah, this has been a wonderful time. Connections were rough here and there, but actually a lot of matches were pretty good. I'm going to send Big Willie some advice on Leon. And you guys heard a lot of the gist of it, or what direction that's going. Another topic I plan to make an article on soon. Some players on Discord were complaining about low punch. They feel like it's too strong. It is, I mean, it's really powerful, but I'll give you some cliff notes about what I'm going to say about low punch, because it's a matter of shifting the perspective and understanding what the real threat is. Okay? People that are saying that low punch is too good in this game, I don't really believe that. I believe it's a powerful tool, but at the higher levels of play, low punch gets used less because of the opponent being able to skip that step. And not just because they can skip it, but because by using that step you start telegraphing, or you create opportunities to be read. And so low punch, as amazing as it is for setting stuff up, you eventually have to get good at setting up without the low punch. But the low punch teaches you a lot of that good setup. That said, how do we deal with low punch? Okay. Well, one, you should understand that the low punch itself is not the threat. Right? The threat of low punch is not the low punch. It's not. It does crap damage. It's the potential for what happens after. So it's the mix-up that low punch sets up. And you want to. And if there's anything you really wanted to counter, it's that. But you can still counter the low punch, and we'll talk about countering the low punch. But you should understand that your goal is not to, like, if your opponent does low punch, but you win the situation immediately after, you're going to do a lot more damage than that low punch did to you. That's in your favor. So you got to use your opponent's low punch against them. If the opponent is using low punch too much, that's a lot of opportunity for you to really wreck your opponent, because they become more predictable, and the damage they do with the low punch is the low part. It's what they do after that you got to concern yourself with. So you want to shift your strategic thinking to, like, how do I win these post low punch situations? Okay. and we'll get to that eventually in my article. But understand, the low punch itself is not your enemy. Your opponent using low punch can become an opportunity for you. Okay, so the standard way to counter low punch is you block and you do an elbow. Why is that the standard approach? Why is it that all Japanese players are watching to see if the opponent can even do this thing? Himejan, that's what he looks for. He's like, can you actually do that? What's so big about elbow? Why is that a big deal? You know, this game might not have elbow stagger, but elbow stagger in this game could be a little ridiculous. It would be more frustrating to me than the low punch. And that's because elbow is a safe mid. It doesn't... If the opponent evades it, they don't get really anything. Once you get good at dealing with the opponent that evaded the elbow, you're fine. The elbow stops almost everything they do short of any kind of like attack out of turn option they do. Aside, unless it's Sabaki the elbow or was like a reversal, it's gonna beat pretty much everything. It's gonna beat high attacks, it's gonna beat mid attacks, it's gonna beat low attacks. As long as it's frame safe, it beats pretty much everything. And so it does damage similar to the low punch. But the big deal is that it stops them from doing almost anything they want to do. That's why it's good. It's not good because of its damage. Elbow after blocking low punch, if you get good at that, online or offline, and I can do that online, so, you know. But why is it so good? It's not good for the damage, it's good because it just stops the opponent from doing crazy stuff. It stops Leon from, it stops him from crushing, right? If Kage wants to crush your low punch with a 9k plus G, the elbow's gonna beat it. If Kage wants to do a low attack to beat your jab, but you did elbow instead, elbow's gonna beat it because elbow's faster. That's it. Elbow just, you know, like, and then if they evade, they don't really get anything. If they block the elbow, they don't even, if they block the elbow, you're at -5 and you can fuzzy guard. So it is super safe. Elbow is just a safe thing to keep the battle in check and not to overcommit, not to overextend. That's why it's the standard answer, but it's not the best answer. So here's the truth. If you can predict your opponent's low punch, every character has a way to completely punish a hard red low punch. It could be the low parry in the combo. With Leon, it's 8k, so it's even easier for him, right? Also, for Jackie and Sarah, and even El Blaze, they've got stuff from their elbows that's very scary. So just blocking elbow is very good because it's like, oh, I block an elbow, but I see that the opponent is not good at blocking or fuzzy guarding. You know, like, they're not good at seizing it. So I can do, or they want to attack. They want to take their turn after my elbow, but against Jackie and Sarah, that's a mistake because Jackie and Sarah have elbow kick. So blocking elbow is still very good for Jackie and Sarah. Crushing low punch is huge. In this game, you need to act based on your confidence of the read. If you're not confident in the read, most people are not confident in the read. That's fine. That's why we give them the safe answers. Blocking elbow is your safe answer, but it's not going to win you. It's not going to get you the win, but it's the safe option from which you can make decisions or punish more mistakes. Right? It's a way to not make a mistake. But of course, when people start hard countering it, then you got to turn to something else. But you're not going to gain much wins from it. And this game has high damage, so you're going to complain, hey, blocking elbow doesn't win me the round. No, it's not. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be your safe, reliable option, just like fuzzy guard. But when you have a hard read, you should act on the hard read. When you're like, I know my opponent's going to low punch, I'm going to crush that. That's what you're supposed to do. You know they're going to do it. If you're saying they do it too much, that means they're predictable. You just need to flip your mindset from... You need to stop complaining about everything you do gets interrupted by low punch and turn it into, I'm going to punish the low punch. And I'm even going to use my setups that get hit by low punch, I'm going to use it against them in a different way. I'm going to count on them interrupting me with low punch, and I'm going to try to punish that low punch. So I told you earlier that Jackie can that when you fight Jackie, you should interrupt his highs, right? And that means use low punch is probably the most standard way to do that. Well, Jackie doesn't have to do all the string, so he can bait you into doing that And he can do a lot of things. He could backdash into beat knuckle after doing a certain part of the string. So he has ways to punish you for doing predictable low punch. So that's a game there, right? But John is doing the correct thing. Omar is doing the right thing by doing low punch at the right times here. But yeah. So low punch is not really like, it's not broken. It's very low damage. It is punishable by a lot. You can do like 5-6 times. You can do like 5 times the damage because you predicted it. That's not broken. That's a very, like, it's a setup move. But if the opponent relies on it, then they're going to be predictable. Punish the predictability. And then also, you can also attack what comes after the low punch. And that's actually what high-level Japanese players do. Right? Or even high-level American players. Let me give an example of... Okay, Jake Jung, really strong Lao player. He's staring at the opponent. And he's trained himself since VF4 series, since Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, that like, I'm going to do a fuzzy guard when the opponent does a jab, and I block it, but I'm going to fuzzy guard. Even if I get normal hit by it, I can also fuzzy guard. In this game, you can do that. So when your opponent does high jab and you block it, you can press down and G, down and guard, and then release it as soon as you crouch, release it, and you will crouch a throw, you will block a mid. It's fuzzy guard. If you get hit by the jab, not red flash, just yellow flash, normal hit, you're -5. So you can do a fuzzy guard there. Jake Jung does that too. So what does Nelly do about it? Nelly punishes the fuzzy guard. Nelly will do a high jab into low throw. And that's because he's like, Jake is going to fuzzy guard in 2 of these outcomes. And so if I just do jab, if he blocks it, he's going to duck, he's going to try to fuzzy guard, I get the low throw. If he gets hit by it, normal hit, he's going to fuzzy guard, I get the low throw. So he's using his jab in that way. And you can too. But you can also use the opponent's jab in a low jab in a similar way. A lot of people, including me, have a habit of, if my low punch is blocked, I'm going to evade. At rank 30 through 40, this is very common. So you need to lock in on that. And that means throwing or circular there. You're like, watch for when they do a low jab and you block it. And if they do fuzzy guard, you can beat the fuzzy guard. But if they evade, which is a more common habit, you can throw them. I can't comment on that because I've totally forgotten all the frame data from Virtua Fighter 4. Yeah, so Virtua Fighter 4, I can't say. You would know more than me at this point because I haven't played it in years. And like I'll get back into that at some point, I'll deal with it when I can. It's gonna be a good 2 months, like getting used to the frame data of that game again. But the concept is the same of doing a fuzzy guard in a situation like that. And so it is really important, Griffey, to train yourself train yourself to fuzzy guard first, and then train yourself to punish the fuzzy guards that other people do. Yeah. And I hope what I said about low punch makes sense, because sometimes we're not looking at the forest, we're looking at the trees, and we're looking at the annoying thing. And so the frustration with low punch is, well, I see a couple. Frustration is that it stops you from doing what you want to do. That means you just need to adjust what you want to do and punish the low punch if it's stopping you from doing what you want to do. You open it back up by punishing it and seeing if the opponent will actually change their game. If they don't, you just keep punishing the low punch. If they do change up their game, then now your options have opened up again. That's VF. You open up options. The best option is always shifting because it's based on the opponent and based on you. In Magic, there is a principle. Not really. There's a commentary in Magic the Gathering that we talk about, which is there are decks there are times when you feel like the card game is playing you, or are you playing the card game, right? The game playing you is kind of like when what you're playing is based on the cards you're drawing, right? And some people want to play VF like the game plays them. They want to believe that there's always this #1 solution, and they get mad when those #1 solutions aren't working.
But that's not. But VF is totally you playing the game, you playing the opponent. It is so not auto. Like you will die because of autopilot. Your number one enemy in Virtua Fighter is autopilot. And a big source of autopiloting is the sense that there's always this number one absolute best answer. There's really, really good answers, and then there's the coin flip on that. So, yeah. Yeah, well, so low punch is more annoying when the game is close up. So let me illustrate that. Final Showdown succeeded in a design goal that Virtua Fighter has always had, and that is keeping the fights to be very optimally up close. Now, there's a lot of range play. There's a lot of close, mid, kind of long range in Final Showdown, but both players have the most options and the best options when they're up close. Virtua Fighter 4, that was the intended goal. But the movement is still very strong. The crouch backdash is so good that that's just not going to happen. It's going to be a little more Tekken-like. So you're going to have a little more spacing. So low punch is weaker as a result, right? Elbow stagger is not like so absurd in that environment, right? Virtua Fighter 3 intended to also be forward play, right? Where does keep it moral come from? Keep it moral is keep it up close. Final Showdown does it by default. 4, you kind of have to force yourself to keep it up close, you know, because your backwards movement options are that good if you get good at them. And so low punch loses its value in that and becomes like in Virtua Fighter 3, as you know, low punch would be good if people were fighting up close, but the fact is there are so many situations with the slope and normal situation and open stance that low punch becomes a weak option because it's a whiff. And just simply by being a whiff, you get whiff punished bad. Like Jackie's like, oh, beat knuckle, oh, elbow kick, pounce, right? So low punch is like terrible if you don't do it when you know for sure it's going to connect. Low punch is amazing in VS3, but only if you know it's going to touch the opponent. So if it doesn't touch the opponent, you're so screwed in that game. And with the Koreans showing how to do movement in Virtua Fighter 3, movement overtook, and low punch becomes a real liability if you are not doing it when you know it's gonna connect. VF5 would be the same way if the backwards movement was as strong as it was. Like in this game, if you do backdash, evade, backdash, it's safe, but it doesn't really give you much. It's actually like it's still hard to whip punish, right? VF4, your movement, you can rubber band, go back and then go back forward and really punish some stuff. So the low punch just becomes weaker as a result. You know, it's easier to disengage, right? Also, the way that the post evade works in this game, then it keeps the fight up close. I love that. I really love that. But that also means it's hard to escape, and so low punch maintains its value in those situations. But again, even if low punch is consistently doing that, like, you know, when we've talked about VF6, I actually toyed with the idea of, like, what if we just made high jab and low jab? They're so good as they are. What if we made them 0 damage, right? Or, like, they only damage when they're counter hit. What if, like, maybe that, right? Normal hit, 0 damage, counter hit, like, 5 to 10 points, right? Why do I think that would be cool? Well, I think it would take away the dumb situation where the round ends with a high jab or low jab, right? It looks really dumb, you know? It's so anti-hype, you know? And yet that's more likely to happen, right? Like, boom, end of round, you know? And it looks cool when it's like Dragon Ball doing a punch test, you know, in the tournament. But it looks really dumb when you're seeing it over and over in a tournament, right? But high jab, low jab are still so good. So if they were 0 damage normal hit, I think that would be fine. I think the game might even be more interesting. You know, I think that would actually be a more interesting design choice, right? And yet they would still be obnoxious because they're doing their function. They're stopping the opponent cold. They function like jabs in boxing. Jabs are so annoying in boxing. It's like people saying that they don't want high jab, low jab. It's like, well, it's weird if a boxer says they don't want jabs to exist. You know, because they want to fight like Rocky. They want to have a lot of haymakers and hooks and uppercuts, you know, without the jabs. You know? It's kind of like early Rocky fight scenes, you know, or at least when they in the dig deep modes of the fights. I love Rocky movies, so it's just more that they're going for spectacular fight scenes, you know. Though, actually, the first Creed movie had some like really, really good boxing scenes that felt closer to authentic, you know. That felt real boxing. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that helps. It might not be the most satisfactory answer, so I have to put like a lot of examples. You know, like Lao here. Lao's got 1P plus K. A lot of people don't value a move like 1P plus K. That's where he steps back slightly, like sways back, and then does a hammer fist on the opponent's head, right? That move crushes low jab, right? If he does it in situations where he reads like a low jab, he will get a combo. He'll do 1P plus K, they get smacked to the ground, then he does 9K plus GK, and so he like kicks them a few times and then hits them. And that's a really good punish for a low punish, right? That's, again, the confidence of your reads. Confidence of your reads is not a number, it's a feeling. And so it's like, I think he might do that. Okay, do the safe thing. I know he's going to low jab. That idiot's going to low jab right now. Punish it. Don't just elbow block it. Crush it. You know, that's what you're supposed to do if you really feel that strongly about it. And the more you feel free, like, a lot of people that want a best answer, they will complain that Virtua Fighter opponents don't give a damn, don't give an F, right? They'll say, this guy fights like he doesn't give an F. It's because in this game, fighting like you care is telegraphing, it's weak, it's slow. Mixing up without hesitation is really scary. You could be nervous yourself, but if you're mixing up with zero hesitation, your opponent just gets, like, it's so scary for the opponent. They actually think that you're reading their mind. They start thinking the game's broken. They start thinking that this game has got auto block. It doesn't. It's not on PC, and also nobody makes a profit on making an auto guard mod for this game. They could, in theory, but like this game is just not that popular. Tekken is. Tekken's really popular. That's why somebody had to go out and make that stupid thing. You know, the most popular first-person shooters are popular enough to where people feel they've got to make aimbots for them. Okay, Virtua Fighter is a wonderful game, but not popular enough that people feel like it's worth their time to cheat in this game. You know, and even if they do, there's an answer to it too. Like, there actually would be a way to deal with an auto bot, or an auto guard to a degree. There's some thresholds where you would kind of see from the flowchart that they have, and you could still attack that flowchart, but it would look really dumb. But it doesn't really exist. I know a lot of the players that have been accused, and I've played with them, and I know how they play. There's no bot there. They're not cheating. I love my friends in the VF community, but I do get frustrated when some people want to accuse other people of cheating that way. I understand accusing somebody of a lag switch, but there's no auto guard bot in this game. And even if there was, it's a liability. Guard is a weakness. So yeah. So it's like... So I just bring it up because some people get frustrated at options. It's like, no, like in this game, the paper, rock, scissor makes it just... The paper, rock, scissor is so powerful in this game, but you need to play paper, rock, scissor. You need to understand you are playing that in this game, you know? And some people, they don't want that. They want something that is less than paper, rock, scissor, right? They want to feel like that they have... They don't want their opponent to have an overwhelming option, but they want to have an overwhelming option. And that's normal. That's human. But I am saying there's a way to beat low punch. Low punch is so low reward by itself.
You can't beat me with that.
So either destroy the low punch because the risk against you is not that high, or challenge the thing that's coming after the low punch. Yeah. But it's strong in this game, I don't think it's because it's inherently better. It's because the situation is you're going to end up in low punch range a lot more in this game than in the VF4 games and in vanilla VF5. Vanilla VF5, you'll still see me dancing around, moving all over the stage. Leon has such low damage that I have to chip away at people, and I have to win by ring out a lot. And in vanilla VF5, I'm probably more annoying in that game just because the rounds go for a long time, and I might actually get a timeout victory from chipping you to death. Oh, no problem, Gray Fox. I'm happy that, man, by the way, I'm happy that you're in here. So, and also, Kobe, happy to have you in here too. So, you know, thank you guys for watching. I stepped out of the league because I already won. I already got first place on one of them. This first one I got second place. kungfusmurf won the first one. We had an epic battle to pretty much decide who was going to take it. So that was awesome. And honorable loss. It came down to like 10 points of health. So, you know. But Gray Fox RJ, man, really appreciate all your support and your posts on Twitter, and I hope the studying is going well. You know, I really appreciate your enthusiasm for VF as well. It's wonderful, and yeah, this game has been still loving it. I've just been busy. Work has been very stressful. Actually, I will probably log off to take care of work matters, because who knows, something always happens when I least want it to, so I always have to check. And the main reason I don't stream during the daytime a lot, I want to, but I also hate getting a work call in the middle of playing, and I hate playing in the middle of a work call. I'm not good at it, but it's also just, I don't want to talk about work in front of the stream, so I gotta leave the room. And but it just adds to the stress, and I could be a real dick of a boss if I let the emotions, the heated moments in the fighting game happen while I'm on the phone, or if I'm feeling that annoyance. It's really it would make me a real bad employer, you know, to start, you know, letting that seep into what people are properly calling about. So I found that that's just too stressful for me. But sometimes I will sneak in some session and, you know, manage it, deal with it, and mind my behavior. I love that we're getting more like Japanese VF matches in the VFTV as well. And oh my gosh, look at some of these conversions. That was all guaranteed because of side turn. So man, Kage doing that low hit, like, from that angle just to cause that wall hit was awesome. Nice reversal. Oh my god, that's bad. That sucked. That sucked so bad. That position switch sucked. Oh, that was nice, and he, you know, like, yeah, really nice conversion. Had to use the Kage's 1P in that string to get the hit to work properly, but of course he's already well trained in that against Akira, especially because Akira's falling fast. It's really good conversion. AdmiringMyHarley versus CMONEY. Oh, this is going to be fun to watch. Harley's Leifei is really good, and, you know, I don't know, I haven't watched Harley lately, but generally Harley loves setting up wall damage. So let's see it. And Leifei is so good at wall damage. Let's see how this goes. CMONEY does like to force certain mix-up, and I think Harley is able to stagger break the 6K, so let's see how that goes. Man, good choice for throw. That was a cool setup. I beat it.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Nice, he went for the throw after that. He counted on CMONEY actually stagger breaking and guarding. Nice wall. That's it. Good job, CMONEY. Lao is also scary around the walls. It's not stated often, but it's his wall game is scary too. Both these characters are so terrifying of the wall. Nobody really wants to break the wall, though Lao probably would want to do it more. Nice. So like, using low kicks is a really good thing to do against Lei Fei. And so that is one of the wrinkles in the game, is figuring out where to use low kicks against him. And that's because, well, the reason for the kicks is because of the 8 stance. We're going to call the stances by the directions. 8 is up, right? 8 stance is like auto parry single fist, single punches, right? And that's why low punch is like weak against it, right? That's why low kick becomes like a good move against Lei Fei. So when you watch matches with Lei Fei, watch for where people use low kick. Alright, good job, Harley. That was a really good match. Good stuff. Alright. Let's probably watch one more before I call it, but alright. Match on 420. iFix Machine versus Jason Elbow. How appropriate. Alright. So this is always a fun matchup. Jason Elbow is a very strong player, so my money's on him on this. But iFix Machine is a very strong player too. It can go kind of either way against them, but traditionally Leon is very strong against Taka. But you know, Taka has got, if Taka does Nitaka, it's really strong. iFix Machine always starts with that, like almost always. I feel like when you fight against Bushido or iFix Machine, you should challenge 2 P plus K. You should like plan to beat that move, the double low chops. Like you should do that, and then when you get them off of it, then do other options. And you can do it, like you can evade punish, but that's kind of weaker. You can just crush low. And really good throw escapes. Nice choice. That was a good choice for throw though. That was nice. Nice zone. Very nice. And see that move messes you up. But he got a counter hit. It was properly evaded, but Jason hit a button. And I would have too. That's nice. Actually, I like that tech. That's cool. I gotta practice that. See what Taka is. One of the strongest skills that Leon can do against Taka is master the elbow punch combo against him. So it's hard. Elbow punch is hard to see the stance after the elbow punch. If you can do it, then you'll be so powerful against Taka though. But let's talk about the stance before it. So the stance before, if you're in close stance if Leon is in close stance against Taka, Leon can do elbow punch and then 4-4K P plus K. That's a combo. 6 PP, so elbow punch into 6 KK. But if they were open stance, then before doing the elbow punch, then Leon can do elbow punch into 4-4K P plus K. So really powerful combos to do against Taka. Lots of carry, lots of damage, lots of time also. And against iFix Machine, that's actually like one of the things you'd want to do is you'd want to evade the 2 P plus K and immediately do elbow punch. But the problem is you need to stance check if you want to maximize that damage. But if you maximize that damage, it's really, really detrimental. It's a good opening to attack against Taka. And against both Bushido and iFix Machine love to do 2 P plus KP at the start of round. So with Leon I usually 8K it. So, or you know, I've done even crazier things. Like 9P is so fun against it. But they're getting wiser against that. So. Alright, if anybody has any other questions, let me know, because I've got about 3 more minutes. And then I'm going to call it for the morning, afternoon. Gonna make lunch for my kids and check with work, make sure everybody's okay at work. But man, Akai, thank you so much.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout.
I've got grace and power. You've got it.
Sounds good. More articles and content posted. That's something we got outside Japan.
Oh, what's this matchup before I
Round 1. Ready,
Bandio
go!
versus nice fuzzy guard. Yep, minus 13, but so it's minus 13, but that is really hard to punish because you have to be right away. Let's talk really quick about recovery. A frame stat we do not have in Virtua Fighter that nobody has documented, and it's hard to put a number on it, it's hard to measure it, is stun and recovery. So when an attack hits the opponent or is guarded, it is a fixed number. It's not, you can't get it by subtracting total frames from the hit. It doesn't work that way. It is a fixed number and it's different from move to move. A lot of Pai's attacks have low stun or, low recovery if you block her attacks. This is why her 9K, her single swallow kick, it's minus 5 on block, but it's hard to feel like it is. It feels like a +2 move. Why? Because there's no buffer room. Because normally with most attacks you have a lot of room for buffering, but that move you don't. And that's true for a lot of Pai's moves. Pai's move 3PP, 6P. Low poke to the foot, punch, uppercut. Minus 13 on block. Low stun, low recovery. What does that mean? When you block it, even though it's a minus 13, to punish it properly, you can't really buffer. You have no time to buffer. It recovers so fast that it's faster than the normal buffer room. So you have to input the punish as fast as you would in like a 2D fighter or other fighting games. And so this is why a lot of people have trouble punishing Pai's 3PP, 6P, even offline, when they're used to Virtua Fighter's buffer system, because you have no time you gotta do it right away as soon as like it connected. On the flip side, there are characters that have huge recovery windows. Akira is one of those characters. A lot of his moves have a huge amount of stun recovery. It's just a lot. I think it's intentional because I think they meant for it so that Akira could, when Akira forces Nitaku, they're hoping you will use 666P. And to make that easier for you to do, they gave him a lot of stun time. So what's the problem with so much stun time? If you're Akira and you hit your opponent with a move that is like +8 on counter hit, and you try to do Nitaku right away, like in a normal way, there's a good chance that you're gonna, like, nothing's gonna come out. Why? Well, the buffer window, I've heard 10 frame, I've heard 12 frame. Let's assume 12 frames. Normally you have 12, within 12 frames of the recovery period, 12 frames before you recover, you could input your next attack, and it'll do that. But if you input it before that -12, like if it's got a lot of stun and you input it right away, nothing comes out. And that's because the recovery time was so huge. Bigger than the huge ass buffer window that VF has. And that's insane. But that happens a lot with Akira, and I swear it actually happens with some of Sarah's moves too when she hits. And the recovery affects both players. So the Akira player has to get used to that timing. And sometimes they feel like and when you're playing online, not because online, but because of stress, when you fight opponents in real life, offline, you feel the stress, you start to rush. The natural human tendency is to rush when they feel stress. And so a lot of Akira players might screw up their Nitaku if they're not using 666p because they're inputting it too early before the buffer will count it. And so then it feels kind of like you're playing the other 2D fighters or other games where those games have like a 3-4 frame recovery input buffer, but this game has like a 12 frame input buffer. And so when you're used to the input buffer, it's frustrating against Pi because you need to act like there's no buffer. And then when you fight against Akira, you gotta act like the buff, like that you gotta wait. So you block, like you get hit by Akira and you want to do the correct action, even like the correct defense that's not holding guard, then you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Like if you want to evade, you can actually tap evade and nothing happens. Now I know Mike has said that like directions are exempt from the input buffer 12 frames. I have doubts about that because I feel like my directions okay. I feel like evade won't happen if I do it too early. I feel like if I block Jackie's kickflip, which has got a ridiculous amount of stun, and normally you have to wait in that situation to do the punish, most people miss the punish there because they have to wait a long time before doing that. I have a feeling that if I just did up neutral and nothing else, that's not going to count. I'm not going to evade. So I have a feeling that at the very least with evade, if evade is your option that you're buffering, I feel like that has to be done within the buffer window. So yeah. So this is an important thing to understand, and sometimes what's affecting you, it could be lag, but usually a lot of times it's not. Or a lot of times the lag is modifying an effect that's already there. That would happen in offline as well. And that is, against Pi, you better react very quickly. You better punish quickly, you better Nitaku very quickly. Because her moves have almost no stun. Very little. Against Akira, an insane amount of stun. So sometimes you gotta take a breath and then do the response. He hit me with this +8, take a breath, do the response. And sometimes that's what I've had to do just when I fight Akira. I have to tell myself, I have to practice it for like a game or two when I fight Akira and be like, okay, take a breath, now respond. And that's not lag. Lag would tell you input sooner and it'll work. This is input later when you're fighting Akira. Like wait and then respond. You know? So, but this is a stat that's not in the frame data. We don't record it. Why am I convinced that it's a fixed number on recovery? It's pretty easy because if we look at like meaty situations where we're able to hit with later active hit frames, the frame data is affected 1-to-1 by frame with which hit frame we hit the opponent with. If you hit them with the third hit frame, you're like your frame stat went up +2. You know, so that tells me it's a fixed number. When a move connects with the opponent, guard or hit, the amount of stun or recovery is a fixed number from that moment. And it's harder to calculate that, but you can calculate it. You can get an idea of it, but it's a hard number to derive. But you can do it by feel and just know, okay, with Akira I wait, with Sarah I wait a little, just slightly, and with Pi I better react right away, because her moves just tend to have almost no stun, no recovery. So anyways, hope that helped. Everyone have a wonderful one. Akai is still broadcasting the league, so please enjoy those. And looks like Europe had some qualifier matches today too. So cheers, thank you so much. And let's. I don't think I'm gonna be able to raid today, so I'm just gonna call it. But I appreciate everybody checking in, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Now let's watch one of the world's best online players play Leon. Though normally we're used to watching him play Taka. This is kotyhiyasanae is Hatosama. Hatosama is considered the best online player, probably the best player in VF right now. And he plays like everyone. So, but his yeah, I need to do that combo against Shun. I need to do that because I do land that move against Crazy Drunk quite a bit, and so I need to start comboing like that. Shun's 3P is one of the most annoying moves for Leon. Drives me nuts. It's again slower than an elbow, but better than like in many ways it has better qualities than an elbow. It's his substitute for an elbow. I know he's got 6P, but Shun's 3P is so frustrating, and especially for Leon because it closes the gap. It doesn't allow Leon to do some of the backdash games that he wants to do. Oh my god, those combo combos are so cool. I will train myself. It's very easy. Low punch, 4-6P plus K, 4-3P plus K bound. And then you get to choose the finisher for the sobering or the damage. Alright everybody, have a good one. Cheers, and let's play VF some more soon. And if you have ideas of what you'd like to see me we gotta do Chipita. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see me write about or topics you'd like me to cover, I'm happy to do it. Right now, topic's gonna be the low punch. And tomorrow I'm gonna be doing an unboxing video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It's some really cool products that I don't think has been done on YouTube yet. You gotta love when Chibita does the like, you're gonna use that move, I'm gonna use it too. He does that a lot. Man, really good choices. Kokomoon is so good. Kokomoon is so good. It goes without saying, Chibita is amazing. Still my idol. New costume. Nice. Got the hit throw on Chibita. Oh, ring out. Alright, let's see what Chibita does now. This is gonna be hard though. Ready, go! 4 PP is so good. We'll both know what to do after it. Ooh. So instead of doing the Itaku, Chibita did kick guard cancel to see, and then kind of deferred to see what kokomoon would do. Very interesting. I guess he must have anticipated that kokomoon might try to reverse Nitaku. Ready, go! Yeah, I need to do that combo. I need to do that combo too, especially that one. So good. Oh, that was awesome. And I'm gonna do that combo. I'm so gonna do that combo. Alright. Ready, go! Oh my gosh, I've never used that move against Rising Attack like that. That's so good. Using a 9-7 PKG. Very good. Good. Nice. Oh my god. Look at how epic that was. It was like 3 health. Alright, that was a good one to end it on. Man, good job, kokomoon. Awesome stuff, Chibita. That was an epic battle.